Good morning, my dear students. This is Nisha Matthew, and in the last video we completed our second chapter, okay, class 5 social studies. So before starting a new chapter, I want to tell you that in your SST book 20 and 22 chapters are there, isn't it? And some of the chapters are related to geography, and some are there that is about environmental issues, and some chapters are there about Indian history and politics. Okay, these kind of things are there in your book. So for your half yearly, we have selected 7 chapters. Okay, these are, I am writing here, your half yearly portion. That is chapter 1, 2, 10, 15, 16, 20 and 22. Okay? These are your half yearly portion. Chapters. Okay? 7 chapters are there. And we have learned chapter 1 and 2, that is about geography. Okay? And today we are going to start our third chapter, that is chapter 10. We are learning not in serial wise. Okay, the next chapter is our chapter 10, that is about pollution. Okay, our next chapter's name is pollution. Chapter 10, pollution. Okay, so this is the first video of chapter 10, pollution. Okay, class 5 social studies. Okay, so this is pollution, means it is an environmental issue. It is an environmental issue, isn't it? So if you travel if you travel outside, that means road. Okay, you may feel sometimes your eyes are burning, isn't it? And sometimes you may feel coughing, or you may get allergic problems you may get, isn't it? Why it is happening? Why it is happening? This is because of pollution, isn't it? And what is pollution then? How you can define pollution? Pollution means it is a process. Okay, it is a process of making our air, water, soil and land. Okay, our land dirty. How? By adding some harmful or poisonous gases. Clear? So pollution means it is a process of making our air, water, soil and land. Okay, soil and land dirty by how? By adding some poisonous gases. Clear? So that is pollution. And before that, we have to learn 2 more terms related to this pollution. Okay, first we have learned what is pollution, isn't it? It is a process of making air, water, land and soil dirty by adding harmful substances. Substances means anything. Okay, that is pollution. So now we are going to learn about 2 important terms related to this pollution. The first one is pollutant. Okay, what is pollutant? Okay, anything, that means some particular thing that is the cause of this pollution, that particular thing. That means example, gases, poisonous gases, harmful gases, and any other waste materials. These particular things are, we can say that is pollutant, that is harmful to the environment. That particular thing is known as pollutant. Clear? That means, for example, smoke, poisonous gases and waste materials. These are pollutant. Clear? Pollutant means something that pollutes the environment, our environment. That thing is pollutant. And the next one, polluter. What is polluter? If a person is causing, that means to pollute our environment, that person is a polluter. That means, suppose I am responsible for some pollution, okay, and then that means I am polluter, I am a polluter. Or suppose you are responsible for some pollution and then you are a polluter. Clear? That is polluter. Okay. So these are the two terms we have to understand related to this pollution. First one is pollutant. That means something is responsible for pollution. Example, poisonous gases and waste. Okay, that is pollutant. And next one is polluter. A person is responsible for pollution. So it can be a factor also, okay, a person or a factor, both are correct. Okay, a person or a factor is responsible for pollution, then that person will be known as polluter. Okay, these are the three important terms we have to learn first in this chapter. Clear? First one is, what is pollution? It is a process making our earth, water, land and soil dirty by adding harmful substances. That process is known as pollution. And the next one, what is pollutant? If something, okay, that is responsible for some particular thing that is responsible for pollution, then that thing will become a pollutant. And then what is polluter? If person or a factor that is responsible for pollution, then that is known as a polluter. Clear? And now we are going to learn about the different types of pollution. Okay? Different types of pollution. There are, in your book, in this chapter, we are going to learn about 4 important types of pollution. That are air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution and soil pollution. Okay, 4 important types of pollution are there. And first we are going to learn about air pollution. Okay. So first we are going to learn about air pollution. Okay. And we all know that in our earth, atmosphere is there. What is atmosphere? Different kinds of layers of gases are there in our air. That is atmosphere, isn't it? In our atmosphere, different kinds of gases are there. Oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, helium. These kind of gases are there, isn't it? And these gases are situating in a balanced manner, isn't it? And this much oxygen will be there and this much carbon dioxide will be there. It is in a balanced way, isn't it? If anyhow, okay, this balance will be distracted or disturbed, then what will happen? Pollution will happen, isn't it? Pollution will happen, isn't it? And that is known as air pollution. Clear? That is air pollution. And how it will happen? What are the sources of this air pollution? What are the sources of this air pollution? So first we will learn what are the sources. Different sources are there. The first one we are going to learn about. The first source of this air pollution is poisonous gases from industries or factories. That is the main reason for this air pollution. Clear? Poisonous gases from factories or industries. That is a main source of air pollution. And we all know that factories, industries are very important in our country, isn't it, for the development of our country. But at the same time, they are releasing lot of poisonous gases or smoke from these industries. That is harmful to our environment, harmful to our air. Isn't it? Carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, these kind of poisonous gases are releasing from this industries and factories. So that is the main reason for air pollution. Clear? And how we can prevent from this? How we can prevent from this kind of air pollution? So the factories and industries must think about that, how they can reduce the amount of these poisonous gases that they are releasing from these factories. Isn't it? And that is the only way we can prevent this kind of air pollution. So this is the first source of air pollution. And the second one, poisonous gases from vehicles. Isn't it? Poisonous gases from vehicles. And nowadays you all know that number of vehicles are increased, isn't it? Cars, scooters, bikes, another buses, these kind of vehicles, number of these kind of vehicles are increased in our roads. So from these vehicles also vehicles are producing lot of poisonous gases, isn't it? That means carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, these kind of poisonous gases are releasing from these vehicles, isn't it? And how we can prevent, and what is the after effect of that? We will get asthma, bronchitis and allergic problems. These kind of allergic problems we will get after this the use of these kind of poisonous gases. And how we can prevent? Instead of, the one thing is that the government is also saying that, and instead of using diesel and petrol, normally in the vehicles we know that diesel and petrol we are using. So instead of that we can use compressed natural gas, CNG. Okay, it is lighter. It is very lighter comparing to these another petrol and diesel. So we can use compressed natural gas. That is the one way. And Delhi is also has used this thing and benefited also. Okay, in Delhi. And one more thing is that we can this thing, vehicular test, pollution test, isn't it? Pollution test also we can do. In every cities and towns, government took initiative to check this pollution in the vehicles. That is also another way. Okay, so the second source of air pollution is poisonous gases from vehicles, and carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, these kind of gases are releasing from these vehicles. And then after that, the after effect is we will get asthma, bronchitis, these kind of diseases. And then the preventive methods, what all the preventive methods are there? That means we can use CNG, compressed natural gas, instead of using petrol and diesel, and then proper vehicular test. Pollution test must be there in every cities and towns. So the next source of air pollution is smoke from domestic sources. Domestic sources, that means we all know that from our house also, household wastes are there, isn't it? It may be plastic and any other things will be there, and sometimes we are what to do? What is doing we are doing, or we are burning these kind of waste, especially plastics, isn't it? That means it is a main cause of air pollution. That means burning these kind of things should be banned, isn't it? So burning these kind of domestic waste, especially plastics, should be banned in our countries. So smoke from these domestic waste or domestic sources, that is an important source of air pollution. Okay, and we all know that burning dry leaves, that is also the cause of air pollution, isn't it? And bonfires, these kind of things are also causing the air pollution. Okay, it is the main source of air pollution. And in refrigerators, we all know that in the refrigerator, chlorofluorocarbon, that kind of one chemical is there, isn't it? And that is affecting our ozone layer, isn't it? Because we all know that in our earth, ozone layer is there. Ozone layer is protecting our earth from ultraviolet rays, because ultraviolet rays can cause cancer, isn't it? So ozone layer is protecting our earth from these ultraviolet rays, but with the use of these chlorofluorocarbons, it is affecting the ozone layer, isn't it? So that is another important source of air pollution. Okay, and one more is there, that is cutting of trees. Fourth one, cutting of trees. Okay, because we all know that, and you all know that from small classes you are learning that trees are playing an important role in our lives. In the EVS also you are learning this thing, isn't it? Trees are playing an important role in our lives. How? Because trees are absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen for us, isn't it? So by cutting these trees, then what will happen? Isn't it? So the amount of oxygen will be decreased in our air, isn't it? So cutting of trees means, after that, the after effect of cutting of trees means the amount of oxygen decreased in the air, in the atmosphere, isn't it? So cutting of trees should be banned, and instead of cutting, everyone must plant at least one tree, isn't it? Is it possible? Yes. So that is the fourth source of air pollution, isn't it? Cutting of trees. So cutting of trees must be banned, isn't it? So that our the quality of life on earth will be increased, isn't it? So these are the four important sources of air pollution. Today we learned air pollution, okay, and before that we learned what is pollution, what is pollutant and polluter, isn't it? After that we learned what is air pollution and what are the sources of air pollution. 3 sources are there, and how can we prevent these things, isn't it? So only that much about this topic, air pollution. And today I am giving you homework, small homework. What is pollution? That already we learned in the introduction. What is pollutant? Third one, what is polluter. It is very simple, okay. At the end of this chapter, it is in the new words. From that new words also you can write this answer. Both are correct, isn't it? So children, we will meet in the next video. Thank you.